Hello, my name is Lucy George, and welcome to the first episode of Under Questioning, the show where we get your questions answered. On April the 8th, the government introduced a new benefit called Personal Independence Payments, or PIP. PIP will be replacing Disability Living Allowance as a benefit that disabled people receive to be helped with any extra living costs. The transition will have a huge impact on how disabled people get the financial support that they need. Many will either lose or have a serious change in their benefits. Today I'm going to find out more. Hello, we are here today with Anne Maguire, MP, Shadow Minister for Disabled People, and I will be asking her questions sent to Catch 21 by young members of the public. Hello Anne.
Hello, good morning.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to Under Questioning. My first question is from Michael from Surrey. He asks, how many people will lose entitlement to their disability benefits because of the switch from DLA to PIP?
Well, there are estimates that it will be between 500,000 and 600,000. The original figures issued by the government looked around about the 500,000 mark, but there has been some work done by many disability organisations who have estimated that in order to meet the savings target, it will be near 600,000.
Okay, Steve from Colchester, why switch from DLA to PIP? Is there a need for a change in the system?
Well, I think many organisations, most disability organisations and indeed disabled people were asking the same question as were we. We said to the government that we would work with them on reforms of disability living allowance. There were certainly issues around whether or not there should be additional assessments or perhaps going back to people and seeing how they were getting on. But the essential elements of DLA we felt were pretty sound. It is a new benefit, then everybody, including people who have had disability living allowance for a long time, will have to reapply. There is no
start from scratch.
It's a complete start from scratch, blank sheet of paper, which we felt was not the way to go.
Lauren from Birmingham asks, is PIP all bad? What are the benefits? Will people with mental health problems get a better deal under PIP than DLA?
I think some work has been done to try and ensure that the new descriptors, the criteria by which people will be allocated disability living or personal independence payment will reflect on some of the mental health issues. But again, I go back to my earlier answer. You could do that with disability living allowance. There was a significant number of people who had disability living allowance who also had mental health conditions. I'll not go to the gallows on this figure, but it was somewhere around, I'm sure, around between 30 and 40%. I think the government actually had to do some work because there was such an outrage at how prescriptive the descriptors were, how narrow they were when they were initially put out for consultation.
Okay. And lastly, Jamie from London asks, is the new focus on face-to-face interviews a disadvantage to those with mental health problems and learning difficulties?
I think it depends. I think there are situations where if you have the opportunity to speak to the assessor, then that might be helpful. But of course the assessors will be working on the criteria that the government lays down. And it's how to balance out the stress on the individual to get something that they would be entitled to anyway. This month we see the first cohort of young people who will reach the age of 16 who will now have to be reassessed for PIP. But what we could be faced with is young people losing their disability living allowance when they're at a point of exams or when they're at a point of thinking about what they're going to do in terms of education or their career or whatever. But all of these things could have been done within a reforming programme of disability living allowance. People had to start from scratch, and I think I feel that was an unacceptable pressure on many disabled people.
Okay, that feels like a good summary of our interview. Thank you very much for your time, Anne.
Thank you.
That's all for today. Thank you to all of those who sent in questions to us. If you have a problem or an issue that you would like us to resolve, do email us. For next week's topic, go to our website www.catch21.co.uk or follow our updates on Twitter at catch21p. That's all for this week's Under Questioning. Do join us next time. See you then!